Boo!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ident-ity crisis.
"20 years ago, a new British terrestrial TV channel was born, and it was the latest instalment to the traditional terrestrial platform for 14.5 years. The 1990 Broadcasting Act, which paved the way for the restructuring of ITV, opened up the possibility for this channel with a bidding process and set out the terms for a channel that would be dedicated to general entertainment, similar to BBC One or the ITV network. This channel was to be called Channel 5. This is a channel which has undergone many changes throughout its history, from logos and even names, and this is the first part of the story from then to now. The first era began under the name of Channel 5, or 5 for short, and it was represented by a numeral in a circle accompanied by 5 colours: blue, orange, yellow, magenta and green. This was not just to be used in the idents package, but also in the pre-launch campaign created by Wolf Ollins, which focused on the retuning of the equipment in order to receive the new service. There were 2 stages to this campaign. The first stage was an awareness campaign with the slogan "Give me 5", including posters, printings and billboards. The second stage included a video to be run during the retuning, a promotional piece for use in blockbuster video stores, and a film aimed at advertisers and commercial sponsors. This campaign achieved 92% unprompted awareness in 3 months, and led to Channel 5 using the same identity for their on-screen identity. The channel first aired on the evening of Easter Sunday, 30th of March 1997, at 6 p.m. Just before the start of the launch, the channel logo and the 5 colours appeared on screen, accompanied by a countdown clock, which disappeared as the time passed, leading into an announcement before the bars explode to make way for the Spice Girls, singing their take on a Manfred Mann classic 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but with the lyrics in ascending order. This performance led into the first programme, This Is 5, which was an introductory programme presented by Tim Vine and Julia Bradbury, discussing what is in store for the viewers of this channel. The countdown into this programme might as well be classed as the first ident for the channel, and this would be the only time it appeared on screen and was not even used as an ident afterwards. During the first programme and countdown, there was an appearance of a dog, a digital on-screen graphic, which differentiated Channel 5 from the other terrestrial channels, as they were, at the time, the only one of them to do this. This would be an added gimmick to the channel and the channel's way to enhance its brand by constantly telling us that we are watching Channel 5 without having to wait for a commercial break or ident to pop up. This technique could show to the viewer that Channel 5 is an innovative channel. The first set of idents included a mixture of old and new approaches. Some focused on live action and others on objects moving in space. Again, we can gather that Channel 5 was proving to be a channel with a modern mindset. Long and short versions of these idents were shown. Just like the pre-launch, there was emphasis on the 5 colours, which were important to the channel's original branding. These idents were interactive in the sense that the idents give us the message by communicating with us and telling us what channel we are specifically watching. As well as the colours, the word 5 appears in these idents. Here are some live action idents. In this one, the word 5 appears, and there is some sort of spy hole, and it shows someone's face with a channel logo flashing on it, with someone whispering 5 in the background. The word 5 also comes and goes in the background. This ident seems to be one of where someone is peeping through a spy hole at someone else's business. The whispering of the word 5 is similar to a technique Channel 4 used a few years earlier, when they used someone whispering the channel name in their trailer stings, and many of the original 5 live action idents were similar to those trailer packages used by the other channel. Here is an ident of someone taking the lift. There is a blast from the past in this one, as if you listen carefully to the music, you may notice something which many nighttime viewers in the Yorkshire and Tyne-Tees regions may have heard in the nighttime on Channel 3. The ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba is similar to the jingle from the Night Shift circa 1993. Whilst going up the lift, the camera focuses on the numbers of the floors, and the Channel 5 logo is used for floor number 5. This makes Channel 5 stand out from the preceding numbers as the channel symbol. I like this ident as there is something BBC 2 about this, as the channel logo is being used in an objective way. Another ident included a man trying to get around the city after travelling by train and then asking for a cab. This ident strengthens the brand with the use of the coloured bars in the objects used. Here is an ident showing a woman in a dark setting, which looks similar to a nightclub. Here, the Channel 5 logo flashes on a large screen, and there are TV screens showing a Channel 5 animated ident. This technique is similar to what we would see on this station in 14 years' time and will be looked at later on in this series. This again shows how forward-thinking the channel is with its ident approach. There was a special live-action ident for movies, starring someone with a clapperboard with 5 movies written on it. The word movies is shown, and it plays the same role as the word 5 in the other idents. This is done to remind the viewer that it is not just Channel 5 we are watching, but a channel which is showing a film. Here, the channel logo would flash on a brick wall and the spy hole appears on take 5, thus enhancing the theme of 5. This ident would be followed by a Channel 5 movie rating. Channel 5's idents were also different to the other channels, as they were the first ones on terrestrial to use film ratings which were included within the idents, with ratings such as U for Universal, G for Guidance, similar to the BBFC PG, C meaning caution, and A for films without adult content. And now here are some animated idents. This one I remember well, and for me is the Channel 5 ident of the 1990s. The word 5 flashes again, like in the other idents, and the spy hole returns. We see the Channel 5 logo spinning around inside a rotating square on a blue backdrop. For me, this represents the continuation of a dying breed of objects moving in space, which was dying on BBC One at the time, and was going to be phased out on ITV in the coming years. There is something Yorkshire television about this, with the use of blue and gold and the rotating logos, which is similar to the ident used in that ITV region at the time. This looks impressive, as it looks as if it is made out of real material, similar to Lambie Nairn's effort for the sorry Carlton World channel 2 years later. Here is one showing flashing lights and logos. The coloured bars return, thus strengthens the Channel 5 brand, and the logo is shown in different sizes and appears in the centre as a generic logo. For me, this could be the generic ident. This one involves vegetation, water and sky, with a generic logo in the same size and position as the one previously discussed. There is something Carlton ITV of the later years about these, with the art and objects interchanging and leading up to the generic logo printed on the backdrop. This ident also appears within an ident on a white background with the word 5 gliding across and the same backing track played. For me, many of these idents are like a prediction of the future by showing us the way things will be in the 21st century in TV terms. These idents lasted 2 years. In the next episode, I will be looking into the next lot of Channel 5 idents, which ran from the very end of the old millennium into the earliest stages of the new one. I am Tim Goodwin, over and out, take care and peace.